59 today. And it's also the first day of spring, and one of the nice things about that is that we can experiment with certain presents that can bring a spring-like presence to the world. This birthday present is something that is here at Rosebud Continuum, inspired by a present that Marianne Bishop got from her son Brian and family, which is in her kitchen, and she loves it. So PCGS got one for us to work with in our Waste Not, Want Not repurposing refuse as resource class, our recycling or circular economy class. And it's here in the Rosebud classroom and workshop. And it is the Vitamix FoodCycler FC50. And what it is an indoor composter, basically. And so I'm going to take this compost bucket filled with the food from yesterday, and I'm going to put it in this bucket and then put it inside this machine. And then I'm going to measure how much energy it takes, because it not only grinds the food, but it desiccates it, it dehydrates it. And by doing that, you end up with a granulated powder that you can use as chicken feed, or you can put directly onto the soil. You can put it in the compost, but it's already composted. You can put it in the biodigester, which is our intent. We're going to put it in the home biogas 3.0 that we're going to be receiving here for testing and for showing to students and teaching and promoting. So this will be the sole feedstock. So we're going to show how well the new this FoodCycler from Vitamix works with a home biogas system, and then we're going to see if you get as much gas energy out as you put in electrical energy. Fortunately, here at Rosebud, everything is solar powered, so there's photovoltaics running this entire property, but you never want to use energy if you don't have to. And if you're just putting your food in the compost, which is what we normally do, you're not using any energy at all. And if you put it directly into the biodigester, you're getting all that energy back because you haven't used up any energy to put the food into the biodigester. We've also shown that if you do grind using an InSinkErator food grinder and then put it in the biodigester, that you get, for every bucket of food that you grind, you're going to use about 100, 150 watts in the 5 minutes of grinding that it takes, and you're getting about a kilowatt. So you're getting, substantially more energy than you're using. So it is worthwhile because of the speed with which you end up getting that biogas, 24 hours as opposed to weeks. It's worth grinding food in order to put it in. This machine grinds and desiccates, so it uses a lot more energy. It's rated at 500 watts. I don't know over the 5 hours that you need to use it in order to get the granulated powder out, whether it's 500 watts continuously for 5 hours, which would be 2,500 watts or 2.5 kilowatts. That would be a lot. I don't think it's going to use that much. Probably cycles through the grinding and the heating, but probably isn't continuously pulling. But that's why we have this watt meter here. We're going to find out how much energy it uses over the time that it does its work. Right now, I guess I should try to zero this out because it's saying 26 kilowatt hours have been used. I think if I hold this down, no, that didn't do it. Let me see if I hold this button down here, if it resets. It's not resetting. Okay. Well, then I may have to just write it down. So, the number of hours it's been used. Yeah, I'll just have to write down the figure. Maybe there's a reset button on here somewhere that I can do a more substantial analysis later. As I don't know how I can maybe if I put, let me put this phone down for a second. Perhaps if I press both buttons, is that going to do it? No reset button there. I guess I'd have to take out the internal battery is what I'd have to do, because if I unplug this, and that doesn't help at all, of course. So probably there's some internal storage that I'd have to hold down in order to get it to. So this is a watt meter. That's what this thing is for. This thing is what measures the amount of power that's being consumed. But I can't seem to, I'll have to look up how to reset it. Anyway, it's 26 kilowatts. We'll work on that. So now let's just go ahead and turn the camera around here. And let's take the food waste and put it in the bucket. You can see that the bucket has a grinding element down here that spins around and breaks up the food waste. Has a sort of dull blades, and dull I've always found is better. You don't want sharp blades. You want continuous motion with different blunter blades for grinding. So we're going to overload this from its level. Put the apple in here. I've got a lot of avocado stuff. So it's small. That's one of the disadvantages. Like, it's very easy for me to grind this up and feed the biodigester. Here, I'm going to have to add more continuously throughout the day. All right, so that's one of the, right out the gate, that's only one of the disadvantages, that you're not really getting a lot in there. So that's a note. So you put this down here. I think let's see if it goes, how does it fit? How does it fit? Does it just gear in? It goes in, I guess that's it, like that. Or does it say how it's supposed to slide in? So the bottom is like that. It's got places to put the feet. There's a line up here, but that's for the roof of it. Oh, there's an arrow there. Okay, an arrow which goes to the arrow. So it must be that. There we go. Okay, so apparently that arrow goes to that arrow. All right. We're up to the fill line there. We then put the lid on, and that arrow locks it. And then you turn it on. And it says drying first, and it immediately jumped up to 100 and that's volts. Let me go to display here. 413 watts it starts out at. 413, 414 when it's in the initial mode, which is drying. So looks like that's what's going to start first. It's going to be drying, then it'll go to grinding, then it'll go to cooling, and then there's a change filter light if it needs it. So now it's dropped down to 300. Now it's gone up to 406, 354, 411. All right, well, that's going to be our test. But like I said, it only took a fraction of the food waste. So it is a small unit. And I will continue, it looks like from this analysis, I will continue to be grinding with my incinerator and putting in the biodigester that is designated for that incinerator. And then what comes out of here, I'll put in the home biogas 3 when we get it, and see what the energy winnings are relative to the energy output. And since biodigesters are designed for wet waste, there's really no advantage to using this. The best use of this is for an indoor small apartment. Eliminate all your food waste. No odor. It's an indoor composter and produce pellets, which then can be used in the garden or can be used as chicken feed or something else. But yeah, that's what this is about. All right, we will check back with you after the usual 5 hours and see how it's progressed and see what it comes to. They did say in the brochure that you could add food continuously during the day, so I will check back in the day and I'll be putting some of this food in after it started working. But right now it looks like all it does is now heat up and desiccate the food. All right, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.